Hey everyone, my name is Eddie Wang and welcome to this short video, and this isn't going to be like a super complicated tutorial. This is going to be tips on Jin Kazama, and these tips will include how do you lab Jin. Why am I making this? I have recently seen a lot of questions in the Jin Discord community, on Tekken Zaibatsu community, on Jin tab. Some people, every time some people picks up Jin, they always ask, how do I learn Jin? What do I learn first? What should I be doing first as a Jin player? And the answers usually vary among people, but I actually think that you don't exactly need a specific guideline for this, but if you want to really love Jin, Jin is more like a Yoshimitsu character, because there is a lot to love when it comes down to him, because Jin isn't just a simple character that you have to win with 3 or 4 or 5 moves per se. Jin has to use his entire moveset to do so, which makes him equally hard. While Yoshi is a character that labs mostly setups, how he's going to attack, etc., Jin, on the other hand, is a character that labs mostly defense, so you have to know how to punish people, how to make his parry work, and of course you will be punishing people way more often than you trying to enforce your offense, so this is really important. So Jin is a character that translates Tekken. He pretty much translates Tekken knowledge. The more knowledge you have about the game, the better Jin is going to be at any point in the game, because he really has the tools. He does, even now in season 3, but he still has the tools. And the more you know about the game, the more you know about the opponent you are facing, your enemy, the better your Jin will be. And this is true. I play against Smith a lot, and Smith usually tends to have a trend on which characters he's going to pick. Some days he picks Warren the most, sometimes he picks Lee the most, and sometimes he picks Raven the most. It kinda depends. I never know which character he's going to pick up next, but he knows that I'm always going to pick Jin, outside of sometimes where I'm just tired of Jin. I'm going to pick Heihachi or Anna, so therefore he picks Jin or some other character. But still, most of the time when I pick Jin, I never know which character Smith is going to pick up. So it ends up being any character he feels comfortable with, he's going to pick up. And if I'm having some familiarity with the character already, like I know, or I have played the character often, a few times, then I know a few of the things that I should be doing to punish people trying to play the character better than myself, right? So this is one of the things that Jin does. The more you know about your enemy, the more you are going to be able to prevent his offense to happening while playing Jin, because he really has the tools. So one of the things, and the number one thing that you should be doing while playing Jin, is punishment. You should learn how to punish things, how to make things with, and this is pretty much other thing. But you can also take the Ni's route, and it's pretty much that something that only Ni can do. As of now, I don't think any other Jin player does this as well as Ni does. And what it does is it plays every single character in the game. And for doing that, when he picks Jin, you can pretty much see what a pick Jin would be like if he had the same knowledge that he has in combination with the other perks that other Jin players have, right? So his knowledge of punishment, movement, spacing, rhythm is insanely high. It's incredibly high. I'm not exaggerating. It is high. It's one of the reasons why I think Ni, on his own, is one of the best Jins to ever exist. He's very great, and he is not really optimal. He doesn't have like the best combos, the best setups, like other Jin players do, like CBM for example, which is pretty known for having the most optimal Jin in the world, and this is true. And Orange, for example, who is known for having the best speed in the world, is pretty much the quickest Jin that you will ever see. There is no other like him. And Book is the one that can see tendencies quicker, and he start to implement this with his parry, of course. But still, loving other characters is how they, in knowing how they play, it can help you in punishment department by a mile. The more moves you know to punish and which one you can parry, the better and scarier your Jin will be. This is very true. Another thing that you should be doing, and you are going to learn the step 1 through the whole game's life, is something that you will gonna have to keep doing and doing to get better with Jin. The more used to you are to punishing anything in the game, the better your Jin will be. So this is something that to be doing regularly, not something that you should do and then stop and move to other things. But if you are really starting with Jin, then you should learn how to punish, what moves you should use to punish, and most of them, since he has pretty much all frames, it comes from 10 frames, which he has 1-2 if you don't want to take too many risks, or 2-1 if you are thinking that people are going to fuzzy, because this is not fuzzable. What else? He has 2-4 for a wall splat at walls, mid-screen Okizeme. He also has a 13 frame mid, which doesn't track well to his wicked side, but it still tracks. You can realign with it and use what's happening with my stick? Yep, you can use this. You can use down forward 1-4, and which is +10 actually, and at +10 Jin can do other things with it. He also has, I already explained, 10 frames. At 12 frames he has this, and this punishes a lot of things in the game at 12 frames. Sadly doesn't punish wake up mid kicks, sadly, but still punishes a lot of things in the game. And then at 13 frames he has this, of course, which is 10 frame, is +10 on hit. He also has forward 1+2, which is a 14 frame, which is a wall bound move. There is no reason to never use this if you are really close to a wall or in range of a wall bound setup. This is going to be your main punishment. He has the electric, but this is pretty technical, but you should learn how to do it, because at either level you are going to need to use the electrics, of course. So if you have Mishima background, the electrics part, the Mishima stuff isn't something that you will be worrying a lot. But if you are starting Jin, don't bother starting with learning the Mishima stuff just now. Pick up that gradually, but more importantly, learn how to punish people. How to punish people is way more important than trying to do fancy things. And if you are picking Jin to do fancy things, it's not going to work in the beginning, because you need to learn how to beat people first, right? And the main thing to do this is by punishment, because people will try to open you up with everything. And considering Jin is a safe character, not many characters have the safetiness that Jin has. Some really don't. So there is always a risk that someone is gonna have to take, and you should be able to punish. This is why punishment with Jin is extremely important. So another thing that you should learn, and you are also going to learn this gradually through the game, is how his tools works. How his tools work in the game. So emphasis on neutral is important. You need to know how to space with Jin, in which ranges you should be playing. He has forward 4. Forward 4 is a move that tells you that sometimes it's good to play at this range. Of course, Season 3 Jin is a Jin that can play up much closer, but some characters are extremely aggressive that you really want to keep your distance and turtling them. So forward 4 is a move that allows you to do that. Back to 1 is a move that is going to let you easily punish any character in the game if you are not filling up your electrics, especially if from backdashes. But I love it. They are godlike. And back to 1 is going to do that for you. You have to be really good using those moves. Standing 4, for example, it's a move that is 13 frame and is going to be +18 on hit, or +20, something like that. And 15 frame, Jin also has the can. Sorry, I just forgot about what this one. And this is also pretty important. So this is a move that you're going to use a lot to punish people. And sometimes you don't even need to use electric. Just one backdash away is enough to actually can people within even jabs. Did you know that? Yes, that's true. You can backdash into can people within jabs. If you know for sure that they are going to throw something out, it's likely that your can is going to launch those people out. So it's good to know how to use these tools. So this is going to take years to learn. I'm not gonna lie, Jin has a lot of tools. He has tools pretty much that suits every single one of his needs. For a 14 frame launcher while crouching, he has this. It works. Some characters is kind of more difficult to hit with it, so you have to crouch cancel. You have to dash into CD1. You have to wait a little bit. He also has a while standing forward that starts up to 50-50. He has 4-4-3 to open people up. You can delay 4-4-3 mix-ups. See what I did? Instead of doing 4-4-3 right away, like for example this, I do jab into 4-4-3. I did jab, dash, and then I press the 3. Dash. See how slow it became? So this is something that can make his mix-ups ambiguous. So you will going to learn this stuff through time. So just you don't need to worry too much about it. And I said before about back to 1, which is an easy punish and it's only +2. But Jin also has 2-1, and 2-1 is not fuzzable. And if people are trying to duck, they're gonna have to deal with this move. Even if the first hit whiffs, the second hit, if the second hit connects, let's see if this works out. The second hit connects. The third hit is blockable, but if it hits on counter hit, the second hit is going to hit also. So people who trying to fuzzy Jin usually tries to press buttons after, so this becomes a guaranteed hit. But did you know that you can actually do this? For example, people that get hit by back to 1 often try to disrespect Jin, but if you keep them in check with 2-1-4, there is a high possibility that all 3 hits are going to hit. For example, let's say Kazuya gets hit by back to 1 and tries to retaliate with a judgment punish or a judgment fist, right? 1-1-2. For example, let's say he does. This is guaranteed, right? So you need to be really careful on how you do stuff against Jin, because this is a lot of damage. This is easily 58, as you guys can see. And you can do this with other stuff. For example, see, they cannot interrupt us. You can do this. And if they press buttons along the way, this is all guaranteed. It's all guaranteed. There is no escaping that. So this is one of the things of why it's important to lab his tools. If the more you know about them, the more you are going to do stuff with it. For example, this is also one of them. It's not entirely guaranteed, but if they are so eager to press buttons, then this is going to become a guaranteed hits, because it is not. If you guys take a look, Jin doesn't have a Leroy Smith stuff, but if it hits on counter hit, some of them are going to be guaranteed. So this 1-2-1, if 2-1, the second hit is a counter hit, the third one is a guaranteed hit. So it's best use it when you check people with smaller frames, like down forward 1 into 2-1-4, back to 1 into 2-1-4. If they are someone that like to press a lot of buttons, then those are guaranteed hits. If not, you can also backdash and bait people out. It also works out if you play a more reserved game. So this is just one of the ideas of emphasis on neutral, on how you need to lab his tools. So a combination of back to 1 and 2-1-4 creates pretty much a new move, a new pressure game, one that when they start to respect a +2, then you can start applying mix-ups. So you can switch up your game to offense. Another thing is, and the third thing is, that you need to learn micro dash combos. while it's not entirely a necessity these days, I per se, because back is, what is it? Is back 3 forward 1 3. Yes, the new move back 3 forward 1 3. It's a move that is going to solve a lot of your problems. So you pretty much, after this season 3, you don't need to do micro dash often. But some people like myself who have been playing this even way before season 1 begins, like vanilla Tekken 7, I was doing and even doing micro dash with my eyes back then. So even in vanilla tech, people that who have been playing since vanilla Tekken 7, like CBM, myself, Book, Chikurin, Amigo, and pretty much every other high level Jin that you know today that already did micro dash back then, are not going to stop to do it now. It's impossible, because we know the benefits of using a micro dash, and I can really understand like people who doesn't learn the micro dash until now and now have this move, which is a pretty much a $1 combo. But there are stronger benefits for learning the micro dash. One of them is optimized combos on certain stages where Zen 1-3 isn't going to work, but Zen 1-2 works better in those areas. So this is important to know, because it also makes a huge difference, because you're still going to get that damage difference that Zen 1-3 isn't going to give you. So it pretty much puts you one tier above the rest of the class, and it's pretty much a royalty thing by now. But still, if you really looking to learn Jin through and through, like high level stuff, high level Jin, perfect character mastery, then micro dash is something that you are gonna have to learn at some point. You just don't make it a priority, but if you start to feel the need that you get too much in those situations where a micro dash would have saved your life, then it's time to start learning to do micro dashes. That is pretty important. So another thing that you are going to learn, if you are new to Tekken, then movement is something that you should be getting your terms with first. It's important. So Jin is a Mishima character, right? Pretty much a pseudo Mishima. He is a half Kazama, half Mishima, and you have to learn how to do this stuff. So you have to learn his Mishima side, because that is where some of the advanced stuff comes, like with dash mix-ups, 50-50 with hell sweeps, CD1, 4-4-3, and even 4-4-2 are where some of the mix-up comes. So it's important and imperative that you learn the Mishima stuff as you progress in knowledge with Jin. It's up to you if you want to make it a priority, or if you just want to learn some stuff now. But in the end, at really high levels, you are going to have to use the Mishima stuff, even if it's not the 50-50. Many people confuse using Mishima stuff like doing crazy wave dash into hell sweeps and mix up with 4-4-3. Jin in this department is average compared to the rest of the Mishimas. It still has them, but it is average. But when you learn to do the Mishima stuff, you can do a lot of things with it, which isn't exactly falling into the propaganda of the offense based around 50-50 mix-ups, which is pretty much what Kazuya, Heihachi, and Devil Jin are built into. Besides, if you guys remember, I did a video on those three pretty much last month, where I explained the importance of having this stuff around. So continuing, as I said before, I did a video back then which explains one of the game plans that Heihachi, Kazuya, and Devil Jin can use it. But I didn't include Jin in this video because of exactly this game plan. Jin has none of it. He cannot use the character in the same way, despite his having some of the Mishima tools. That's because his tools on this particular region are kinda weaker and don't fit the same purpose. So it's important to know this, because while you cannot do this and go crazy with health sweeps and 4-4-3s, Jin can still use mix-ups in his own way, right? Because he has like stuff like into down forward 1-4, which makes up for the mid. He has the CD4 part, and he has delayed 4-4-3s. He can make CD4 ambiguous as well. He can delay as much as he can. He can mix with CD1 to make it ambiguous, and he can also just while standing 4. He can electric to keep them for doing stuff, and he can also while standing 4, of course, and he can even grab, right? So all these things, and if you just look at what I just did, the only tool which resembled like Mishima mix-ups, based around health sweep and 4-4-3, was just the health sweep, which I can delay as much as I can, or I can just mix up with his other tools, which are much faster than his 4-4-3, right? Because people who try to block Mishima stuff, they always block low first, then block mid second, because the health sweep is faster and is not exactly unseeable, reactable if you are looking up for it. But you trying to react to CD4, which he can make it slower, are going to make you like get hit by this 4-4-3 and the other crazy stuff, like into, you can delay even into this, into dick jabs, or into down 4-1 as well. I'm trying to hit down 4-1, but this stick is so old that is kinda hard to cancel into this. But it's possible. Know that it's possible to do this. There you go. And these things keep Jin momentum going and makes his 50-50 just as annoying as the Mishima. Of course, he doesn't have the same purpose, because Kazuya gets a knockdown if he gets right, or a full combo, or if he gets right on the mid. Devil Jin gets a full combo if he gets right on the low, and gets a full combo if he gets right on the mid, taking some risks or even other stuff. Heihachi gets his pressure going if he gets right on the mid and gets a full combo on the low. Jin gets a full combo on both, but both options are slow, which aren't really great for neutral. But if you are coming from a knockdown, those two moves are pretty much ambiguous. But what it makes up for his lack of speed on 50-50s on CD4 and 4-4-3 is the fact that he has this, he can have this, he can use this, right? And this stuff are what is going to make him extremely annoying in this game. So these are pretty much when your genius start to go into top, climbing up to become an offense monster, right? And to do that, you are going to need to learn the Mishima stuff, not only for the 50-50s itself, but with punishment, intimidating dashes into CD4, making more ambiguous stuff is going to be one of your main things. Using CD1 on people who are trying to flash duck, and you learn the timing of when exactly they are going to duck, then you just use this. Besides the new forward 4, you can actually mix this with CD1, and if people are delaying, like if you move first before them, then you are going to launch them when they try to to stand. If they do this for now, they are going to get launched either way, right? This works, and even if you do it first, they are going to wake up to a counter hitting it. So it's really risky try to stand after a down 2 now on 4-4 because of it. So it is one of the consequences that came out, one of the effects that came with the 4 nerf. So it's important to learn how to lab these tools, and the Mishima staff are going to learn to give you more advanced movement, like the electrics is something that you're gonna have to learn to make your offense better with Jin. Your offense is going to be a lot better if you learn how to do this stuff. So I'm going to cut this video right here, and yeah, I'm going to cut this video right here, and this is just a pretty brief on introduction. If you are new to Jin, these are the things that you should be looking out, and things that you should be learning, and how you should be doing it. And of course, this is just a small fry, is in the actual Jin school. The real video is going to come, and and I'm going to tell you when it's going to come, but it's ready. The tests are ready, and I'm going to start working on this, on the production of it, as soon as I get the audio. We have a prevision of working on the audio next week. As soon as production starts, I will let you guys know. Meanwhile, I'm going to be releasing more of Jin content, pretty much any other character which is in Jin, like Mishimas. I do enjoy Mishimas a lot, and maybe because I like Jin a lot, but I do enjoy Mishimas a lot, especially Heihachi and Devil Jin as well, and I play Kazuya too. But I'm going to be releasing more Jin stuff because I have some really nice ideas and some stuff to discuss with you guys. Know also that you can also support me on Patreon now. It's a really recent account, and I have asked my opinion if the tires are okay with you. You can share your opinion on my YouTube page, in the community page. The last post is about the Patreon stuff and the Jin school. If you see those posts, make sure to share your opinion. If you are planning on Patreon me, take a look at, maybe there is something worth, and if it's not, let's talk about it so we can negotiate a better price, better tires, which benefit the majority of my community or the Jin followers. So special thanks to every single one of you who's sticking through this video. Expect more of this to come as I make the Jin school stuff. This is something that is going to be continuous. So I'm going to be releasing other Jin school tutorials that are not a direct continuation to the Oki video. The direct continuation is coming, and it's going to be called the neutral and rhythmic. So in that Jin school, we are going to take a look at Jin on a really cellular level, which we are going to explain his neutral from a basic level to advanced level, where every single one, even people that are just starting out, are going to pick Jin and understand that perspective. So hope you guys are excited to that. I am. I have read the guide a few times already, and I enjoy it, and I already see how I'm going to do stuff in my head before I start, so it's a good thing. And also, due it to my accent, some people have been asking if I am Indian. No, I'm not Indian. I'm actually African, but we have some weird accents. Sometimes it becomes similar to Indian people, sometimes it becomes similar to other regions. So, but as I'm an African player, I live in Angola, a really hard country to live on, and but I'm still here, and hope to see you guys in the next video. So see you guys real soon.